Cardinals by 7 here. We near the midway point of the first half. Nate Kroeker to Larson just over the top, and Nick has an easy shot after he was able to catch the ball.
What do you think your biggest strength is as a basketball player?
I think my biggest strength is probably my knowledge of the game. I've played since I was really little, so I kind of know the ins and outs of basketball. And in terms of relating that to the games, I think, finding the open man, I think defense, kind of the intangibles. I've really played every position in my life. I mean, in grade school, I was kind of a shooting guard or a three-man. And in high school, I played anywhere from point to 5 because I was the biggest player on my team. And I would create mismatches. If teams pressed, I would bring the ball up against their 5-man. So,
when you came to a decision about college, why did you pick Jewel?
Two biggest reasons I picked Jewel were, of course, the really good academics, and also, it's a winning basketball program. So.
Yeah, what's been your most memorable thing off the court? What are the things you're proud of off the court?
Off the court, I just really like the environment. The people here are as friendly as can be, and that's probably the biggest thing is the friendships made.
When you came here as a freshman, I know you've kind of built your minutes, if you will, in terms of being a role player, and now to a starting player. What's that been like for you? Did you have to have a lot of patience your freshman year?
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment, coming in, and I've started on every team I've played for in my life pretty much, so it was definitely an adjustment, but I was backing up Alex Bernstetter, who's a really good player, and kind of learned from him, and eventually taking that 4 spot over.
You've played in 2 national championships, at the NAIA level, but now without a tournament at the end of the year, how has that affected you, and how has it affected the team, and kind of going through this year?
Yeah, I really try not to think about that too much, and try to just focus on the regular season, because there is something to be won there. Having a good record in our conference, and fighting for the conference championship. So kind of focus on that.
What's been the biggest change between the NAIA and Division II?
I would say the size of the players. At the NAIA level, the guards are smaller, and even the big men aren't as big. The 4 men in NAIA are a lot smaller than they are at the Division II level. I know this year we've played against some guards who are even 6'5", and their bigs are a lot bigger, a lot stronger.
It seemed Bellarmine was also very, very fast last Saturday. Am I reading it right from the side of the court?
Yes, they were very, very fast, very strong. They were probably the best team I've ever played against.
What about Northern Kentucky, that huge arena? What was it like playing there?
That was unbelievable. That was probably one of the nicest arenas I've ever played in, so that was a good experience.
And forward to Cardinals, 6'6" junior from Wildwood, Missouri.
Getting ready to go on the court. I know Coach Holly has his routines. What's a pregame like for the men's basketball team?
Pregame, we usually cheer on the women's basketball team, and then for me personally, I kind of just try to stay relaxed and stretch a little bit, kind of keep to myself. But we do starting lineups, and that kind of gets everyone a little bit hype, and a lot of people listen to music, so everyone kind of does their own thing.
Do you listen to music?
I do not. No, I just try to stay focused on the game ahead, and kind of just relax as best I can.
A lot of times people say athletics more mental than physical. Is that true in basketball?
Yeah, I would say so. There's definitely a big physical aspect, but when you're out on the court, you have to be thinking 100% of the time, and a lot of it eventually is muscle memory. You're just out there, reacting to situations. But yeah, you always got to be on your toes, always got to be thinking.
Jewel's offense and defense, are they complex?
The offense can be complex. We have a couple hundred plays, so that's. But I'm kind of used to them by now because we've run the same stuff since I was a freshman. But I know for the new guys, when I was a freshman, it was pretty confusing. Even the first couple practices back my sophomore year, I was like, I I didn't remember most of them, but I kind of got them all now. But yeah, a lot of plays. Defense doesn't take too long to pick up on, I don't think.
Well, yeah, Nate, I was going to say is that's got to be a jump from what you did in high school, at least on the offensive end a little bit.
Yeah, offensively, especially in high school, we ran a 4-out 1 in motion, so that was pretty simple, just pass and screen. But defensively, it wasn't bad because we kind of used the same principles as we did in high school with ball pressure and help side defense. So.
You see your mom and dad around a lot. They seem
Yeah.
to try to, they follow you around a lot and support you a great deal. Tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have my parents being very supportive. My dad, I think he's maybe missed one game my whole career here, and my mom makes the majority of the games. And I also have 2 grandparents who live in Overland Park, so I'm extremely lucky to have family that close who supports me.
You mentioned your grandparents, but tell us about the rest of your family, brothers and sisters, for instance.
Yes, I have 2 brothers. One of them is married with 2 kids, and my other brother, he is a teacher at Washington High School in Missouri, and also my grandma who lives in Wichita.
This is awful self-serving, but tell us about your grandmother and how she follows you.
My grandma listens and watches most of the games, mostly every game I think whenever she can, so that means a lot to me.
She's been out a lot, though. She's been to several of your games this year.
Yeah, she saw our game at Newman. She came for, I think she saw 3 games here in November, so pretty lucky to have that too.
Once you graduate from Jewel, what's kind of your life plan? Where do you see yourself ending up?
My plan as far as when I graduate, I'm going to try to get a job right after college and then have that company help me towards a master's degree in accounting and then kind of go from there. Eventually, I want to have my own business.
And deflected to Craig.
Matson's had good hands tonight, too.
And the alley-oop for Mason. He couldn't quite complete it with a dunk, but he gets the 2 points.
I didn't ask you about the nickname thing. Any nicknames?
Yeah. For some reason, Mark and Chris, they call me Snake. I'm not really sure. The first time I met them, they just came up with it, and they said that because it rhymes with Nate, but it doesn't rhyme with Nate.